저는 보통 이제 집에 들어가면 거의 벗고 있는.
You got it? I always take off my clothes when I get home. He's always naked.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Diaries channel. That night felt different for millions of armies around the world. When the notification went out that all the BTS members would be doing an OT7 live stream on Spotify, social media immediately turned into a sea of excitement. No one really knew what would happen during the live stream. Would they just have a casual chat? Would there be a big announcement? Or just a moment of togetherness after so long? But one thing was certain. Every army turned on their screens with a deep sense of longing, especially for the small interactions that always make their hearts flutter, the interactions between Jungkook and Park Jimin. As the live screens lit up, the 7 members appeared together with warm smiles, instantly filling their timelines with loving comments. The atmosphere was relaxed, full of laughter, and very natural, like a family finally reunited after a long separation. However, amidst the camaraderie, one small detail slowly caught the fans' attention. A detail that seemed simple at first, but gradually became harder to ignore. Jungkook was sitting not far from Jimin. Their position wasn't particularly conspicuous, but the camera occasionally caught Jungkook's expression changing. His gaze often returned to Jimin, not just once or twice, over and over again, in very subtle ways, yet quite obvious to those who have been following the dynamics of their relationship for a long time. At first, many fans thought it was just a coincidence. Maybe Jungkook was listening intently. Maybe he was just focused on the conversation. But as the live stream progressed, it became increasingly apparent that there was something making it difficult for Jungkook to take his eyes off Jimin. His gaze was soft, calm, and full of feeling and expression that often made ARMY feel like their relationship was more than just colleagues or bandmates. At one particular moment, while Jimin was talking and explaining something to another member, the camera showed Jungkook staring at him completely without blinking for several seconds. Not a blank stare, not a casual stare, but a gaze that seemed filled with admiration, as if he were watching someone who meant a lot to him. Fans watching the live stream immediately reacted. The comments section was filled with messages like, "Did you see Jungkook just now?" And, "Why is he staring at Jimin like that?" Many began replaying the clip, slowing it down, and sharing it on various social media platforms. Within minutes, the short clip went viral. What made that moment so special wasn't just Jungkook's gaze, but because of the context. For years, the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin has always been one of the most interesting dynamics within BTS. They are known for their strong chemistry, warmth, and frequent displays of affection for each other. But in that OT7 live, there was an emotional undertone that felt deeper than usual. When Jimin laughed, Jungkook was seen smiling back, even though he wasn't speaking. When Jimin looked down shyly after receiving a compliment from another member, Jungkook was seen looking at him with a gentle expression, as if to make sure Jimin was okay. Small details like these might go unnoticed by the average viewer, but to ARMY who paid attention to their every interaction, the moments felt incredibly meaningful. As time went on, the atmosphere of the live grew warmer. They talked about music, past memories, and future plans. Laughter rang out repeatedly, but the fans' attention remained fixed on Jungkook. Every time the camera panned to him, many tried to see where his gaze was directed. And time and again, the answer was the same toward Jimin. There was one moment that truly left fans speechless. As Jimin was listening to the other members speak, he looked slightly tired. His expression changed to a calmer, more serious one. Jungkook, sitting next to him, seemed to notice the change. He stared intently at Jimin for a few seconds, then tilted his head slightly, as if to make sure everything was okay. The moment was brief, maybe just 3 or 4 seconds, but for many fans, those moments felt incredibly emotional. Because in that look, they saw something beyond words, a genuine concern, a care that came naturally. After the live stream ended, social media was immediately filled with reactions. Many fans said they were touched by the interaction, not because it was dramatic or overdone, but because it was so simple and real. It was an honest look, a small moment that felt so personal. Some fans even said they felt like they were witnessing something. It was incredibly intimate, even through a screen. They felt that the relationship between Jungkook and Jimin possessed an emotional depth that wasn't always visible in person, but could be felt through small details like that. In the ARMY community, discussions about that moment lasted for days. Many tried to analyze Jungkook's expression, his body language, and the way he reacted to Jimin's every move. Some said the look showed pride. Others said it showed affection. And still others believed it was evidence of a very strong and trusting relationship. But despite the various interpretations, one thing almost all fans agreed on was that the moment was incredibly genuine. Not staged, not planned, just a natural reaction from someone who cares deeply for another. What made the moment even more emotional was the fact that BTS had been on a long journey together. They had faced challenges, pressures, and major changes in their lives. Along the way, their connection to each other became a crucial source of strength. And in that OT7 live, fans felt like they were catching a glimpse of the bond they had built over the years. Many ARMYs said they cried after rewatching the clip. Not because they were sad, but because they were moved. Because they saw proof that behind all the success and popularity, there was a very human and loving relationship. Some even called the moment one of the most touching interactions between Jungkook and Jimin in recent years. Not because it was big or dramatic, but because it was so honest and full of feeling. And perhaps that's what made the moment so powerful. Not words, not grand actions, just a look that showed concern, a look that showed respect. For some fans, a look that showed something deeper. Since then, every time the live clip resurfaces on their timelines, the same reaction always elicits. Smiles, tears, and a warm feeling in their hearts. Because for many ARMYs, moments like that are a reminder that the relationship between the BTS members isn't just about music or the stage, but about friendship, trust, and love that have grown over the years. And when fans see Jungkook look at Jimin like that, they feel like they're witnessing something incredibly rare, a moment of emotional honesty that happens spontaneously in front of millions of people. For some, it might just be a brief glance, but for ARMY, it's a story of closeness, of caring, of a connection that needs no words, because sometimes just one glance is enough to say it all. For ARMY, every look, every laugh, and every moment together is a reminder of how far they've come and how strong their bond still is. And if this live showed us anything, it's that the connection between them continues to shine just as brightly as ever. So what do you think? Did Jungkook's gaze say more than words ever could? Was that moment just a simple reaction or something that truly touched your heart? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next emotional moment, comeback update, or unforgettable story about the members we all love. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and most importantly, thank you for being part of this journey with us. See you in the next video.